If you follow our channel, you'll know that we love to travel a lot, but unfortunately, we are not just on an eternal vacation. We just work remotely. Whether it's a few weeks in Spain, a quick trip to Costa Rica, or a few months exploring the US in our van, we bring our laptops with us to keep up with work while we travel. This is what a typical day in the life of two digital nomad, part-time van lifers looks like. Most mornings in the van start off relatively the same, and that is to say, a little bit slow, because it can be pretty hard to wake up sometimes. Basically, no matter where we're traveling, we're working on Eastern time zone, 9 to 5 for the sake of Dan's job, so even though we're on mountain time right now, we sort of have to get up 2 hours earlier. Time zones are confusing and it's all just like relative, but it feels hard to wake up in the morning sometimes. First thing I do is put away our dishes from the night before because I leave them out to air dry overnight and I just need to get the van tidy to start the day. To make my breakfast, I've got to turn on the inverter, which is in the bench with our electrical system. Once I get that turned on, I can start making my little smoothie and getting ready to come up here to have breakfast. This is probably one of the nicest iOverlander spots we've ever found. Like, it's pretty incredible that this is free. It's like a free campground. Look, I've got to do all the dishes by hand in the van, so how are you this morning?
I'm awake.
Isn't it nice to wake up and look out at this view?
Yeah.
Even if you'd still rather be sleeping.
Yeah, it's a nice spot we've got here.
Time to get dressed for work. Time for work. Alright, what does your meeting schedule look like today?
Well, my first one's in 12 minutes.
Okay. That meeting, I'm gonna record a reel, and then I was gonna record my podcast. It is such a beautiful sunny day. I feel like it's perfect conditions for sitting outside to work. Just a little bit bright, especially on the laptop screen, but we have a solution.
I've been sitting in this meeting. It was an hour-long meeting. I was watching a spider crawl all around the van, and of course I'm on video on my Zoom call. Couldn't do anything about it. The Zoom call has just ended. I have retrieved my weapon, and I'm ready to dispatch this spider. I guess I should clean that up before Katie gets mad.
Dan has done his morning meeting, so now it is my turn to use the van. So it is just about noon Eastern. It's just 10 a.m. here, but I'm hungry for lunch. So we're gonna have our lunch break from noon to 1 and then get back at it this afternoon. This has pretty much been my go-to lunch since we moved into the van. Little burritos, but we are kind of in need of a restock. We've been camped out here for several days. It's been a while since we've been to a grocery store, and this is my sad last tortilla. So I'm gonna probably eat something in addition to this, but I'll figure that out. Well, I showed my little mini burrito process. What are you having for lunch, Dan?
I'm making a sandwich. Look, I know I don't look like it, but I actually genuinely enjoy kale salad.
Oh,
It's true.
yeah. This man genuinely eats a kale salad for lunch every day.
Yep, it's true. Don't give me that like wimpy lettuce, that like just super slack and floppy lettuce. You don't want that.
Crunch.
You want that crunch. The hardiness kale.
Nobody's getting more fiber than this guy. Another thing this man's gonna be doing is gonna be using the same water bottle a million times. Like literally, I don't even know when this is from.
It's old.
We've had this for a while.
I know when it's from, but I don't want to say.
Oh no, okay. He's not gonna say.
Do you want to know when it's from?
When is it from?
That's from when we got picked up at the airport from our trip to Spain and Portugal.
On the way out home.
Yes, I was given that disposable water bottle, and I've been refilling it and putting in, these little drink squirts.
Yeah.
Ever since then.
Yeah.
In that same water bottle.
Oh my.
I wash it a little bit.
Yeah, okay, that's good.
Yep. You'd think this table would be big enough, but we still fight.
We just like to watch stuff while we eat. I feel like that's a pretty normal thing. But we're very into watching educational videos about urban design. So, time for the new City Nerd video. Back to work.
Back to work. Katie's starting her meeting. She's taking hers outside.
Hello. How's it going? Pretty good. Dan's just distracting me right now. Yes, I'm sitting outside.
I'm helping her. I gave her her footstool.
Dan's done his meeting, so the van is once again my domain. I need to record my podcast, which means, for the sake of getting decent audio, I have to shut this place down, though I could... Actually, we're trying to save battery right now. I was going to turn on the lights because it's really dark in here, but we're at like, I don't know, 30% or something. There's pretty good audio in the van when I close everything like this, but it can get pretty stuffy. So I'm lucky that it's not too hot out today. Oh my gosh, I've got to get these windows open. It is hot.
Hello.
Ah! That actually scared me.
Glad you were filming.
I'm actually so... that really spooked me. It's so hot in here. How are you?
I'm doing good. Alright, that's a work day in the books. We've been so focused on working that we haven't even shown you our little locale here. Let's take you on a little tour.
Welcome to our campsite. We've been posted up here for the past 3 days, and like pretty much all of our parking spots, we found this one on iOverlander, but this is particularly a gem. For one thing, it's free. We love that. For another, it's right by the water, and each of the spots has its own picnic table and little shelter areas. So it's just a really nice place to stay for a few days. Plus, we can swim, we can look at the beautiful snow-capped mountains in the background.
It's pretty much a 5-star hotel, so let's give you a tour of some of the amenities.
A lot of the free spots we find on iOverlander do not have this feature. There's bathrooms here. There's pit toilets. Yeah, there's no running water here, but you know, this is great. I actually need to go right now.
Oh, okay.
So I'll be right back.
Oh, okay. The doors don't lock, but at least they close. Uh-oh.
Okay, we'll just pop back to the van for a quick sec so I can wash my hands.
Yeah.
And then we'll continue with this tour. You know, I always have this irrational fear when I go into those that I'm going to accidentally chuck my phone down.
Well, don't do that.
That's what I'm like terrified of. It's like one of those intrusive thoughts, you know what I mean? Like, I used to always have that when I like ride the subway. I'd be worried that I was gonna throw my phone out the doors when they were like open before we move on to the next stop.
Well, don't do it.
I don't want to.
Oh, don't even think it.
I don't want to even think it. Let's continue with our tour, shall we?
Show them this picnic shelter.
This is our living room. But yeah, there's picnic tables, there's even like a little barbecue. It's a beautiful view.
The view is honestly the best feature of this spot by a long shot. Like, so nice.
And speaking of the view, we could walk all the way up there and actually see water every direction because we're parked on a peninsula that really juts out into this lake, which is really cool.
Honestly, we've had such a great time here. Like, this is such a good spot. The views are gorgeous. The sunsets and the rainbows have been gorgeous. It's kind of a shame that we need to hit the road.
But we do need to hit the road because like I was saying before, we are getting very low on battery, so the next place we are headed is somewhere that we can plug in.
Fingers crossed that there's an outlet available.
Yeah, well, at least driving a little bit will charge it. Okay, we have got to get Vanjie ready to hit the road, and it is a bit of a mess in here after 3 days of being parked. The cab kind of just becomes our closet. It's just like where we've shoved everything, and now we've got to do the migration of stuff from the cab to the back so that we can sit up there to drive. The cleanest the van ever gets is right before we start driving and as soon as we park. In between those times, it becomes a complete mess. But right now, always need some road trip snacks.
Let's give her.
In the time we've been packing up, all of the pickup trucks that were here today with their boats and all the other campers that were here at the sites have left, and there's definitely a storm rolling in, so we want to get out of here because we know, because of a thunderstorm from the other night, that these roads can get really muddy and we do not want to get stuck here. We've made it to our spot for the night. Just gotta grab the envelope. Okay, I don't fully understand how this works, but I'll figure it out. So this is just a campground in Shoshone National Forest, and it's actually very reasonable, and it's pretty much honor system. I mean, there's campground hosts here, but we just have to fill out this, put some cash in the envelope, and submit it. Do you know what our site name would be? Falls Campground?
No, they're numbered.
Okay, yeah.
Let me go find it.
Okay. Do you remember what the cost was?
$15.
Okay, so we'll put $15.
It's pretty reasonable, $15. That's cheaper than many campgrounds are. Smells so good, babe.
All right, and that's van nachos.
Don't spill.
And I'm liable to spill, so I better be careful. Well, that is a work day in our van life. Hopefully you got a sense of what it's like to work from the road. We've certainly enjoyed bringing you along.
This has been, I would say, a very typical work day for us. But not all days are work days. We have weekend and vacation days. We'll be taking some vacation when we explore Yellowstone National Park.
So make sure that you're subscribed and you stay tuned because soon we'll be sharing our van life adventure in Yellowstone and we can't wait to bring you along.
See you then.